Hi everyone, this is Eva Benmeleh from Dr. Eva Therapy, and today's Face the Fear Friday is talking about relationships. I'll share a personal story. This is in tribute to Tio David, may he rest in peace, my wonderful great uncle. Anyone who met him from, whether it was family, friends, people, guys I was dating, would hear this story about me as a little girl. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I was less than 6 years old. And it was on one of our family trips to Costa Rica visiting family. And that particular afternoon, my cousin, my brother and I were playing outside my grandmother's house with a hose. And the weather in San Jose can be a little cool. So my mom was very worried that we were going to get sick and kept telling us to come back inside and to stop playing with the water hose because we were going to get soaking wet and we were going to get sick. Needless to say, as children, we didn't listen because we were having fun. In Costa Rica back then, the way that we had fun when we weren't out on excursions was playing with the water hose, or taking the rotten orange lemon things and throwing them to the floor outside in the street to see how they would splatter when the cars would run over them. Because that's what we did for fun. Anyway, my mom kept coming out countless times, come back inside, you're gonna get sick, etc., until at one moment, I guess she was so exasperated that she said, if you guys get sick, I don't care. I don't remember at what point we come back inside, we take a shower, I go and I lie down in bed, and I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna test this out. Let's see if she really doesn't care if I get sick. So I lay in bed and I don't move. And I call my mom and I call my grandmother and I tell them, I can't move my arms, I can't get out of bed, I'm frozen. So at first, obviously, they don't believe me, but Oscar-nominated worthy acting of my part, I kept to it because I was so headstrong in testing this theory that my mom wouldn't care if I got sick. I wasn't moving, so they didn't know what to do. They called the family doctor, my uncle, Tio David. And the way he would tell the stories, he came rushing from his office and came to my grandmother's house, ran up the stairs, come to see me. And he said, after looking at me for a few seconds, he told my grandmother, my mom, step out of the room, I'm going to talk to her to see what's going on. And when he closed the door, he said, Eva, tell me what's happening. And I couldn't lie to him. And I told Tio, I wanted to test my mom because she said she wouldn't care if I got sick. And he said, well, what did you find out? And I said, she really does care. So I don't know what he did or what he said, but he saved me from major punishment from my mom and possibly grandmother. I think they were just more awe-stricken that I could come up and pull off such a show. And forever till the day that Tio passed away, that was the story he loved to share about me. Why am I sharing such a personal story? Because children, we do this all the time. We want to test, Mommy, do you really care? Do you love me? Or do you want me to be this perfect version that you want of me? Or do you want me to look good for you? Or is it that you just want me to sit here and look pretty so everything else goes on smoothly and wonderfully? And as parents, we get upset and we get annoyed and we feel guilty about the discipline and all of these things that get in the way of us really truly connecting with our children. And then we start calling our kids names. Eres una malcriada, you're ungrateful, you're being lazy and whatever. You can come up with a litany of things that come up. But what we forget is that we are the ones who are setting the stage for the discipline and we are setting the stage for the relationship. Of course, in every relationship, it takes two, right? If my mom would have been more consistent from the get-go and said, listen, you're either playing with the hose and getting soaking wet, but running straight in to take a warm shower, then that would have been fine. If she would have said, there's no more playing with the hose because you're going to get sick, so come back and watch some show on TV, then that would have been fine. But she was wishy-washy with it. And one of her kids, the dutiful oldest daughter, is the one who took initiative to figure out, okay, is she being serious or not? So obviously this is a probably very exaggerated version of what our children do, but they test us. They want to see, okay, what is really going on here? How do you really feel about me? How much are you willing to put on the line to show me that you care? And what I tell my parents in therapy all the time is kids don't have limits. We do. Kids don't have them. And they're willing to do so much. And what many would think is impossible to see, Mom, do you love me? Dad, do you love me? Do you see me? Do you appreciate me because of who I am, not because of what I do or anything about that? So today's topic isn't necessarily a face the fear, but it could be about facing the fear of the parent to coming to terms with your role in the relationship with your child. It's not so much about all of the amazing opportunities you give to your children. Yes, that's part of it. Education, activities, social life, etc. But it's so much more about how are you showing up in this relationship with your child? Because this is the most important relationship your child will have with any person in this world. So facing that fear of showing up the way you need to be and the way your child needs you to be. It's a big facing of fear topic today. But anyway, I will leave you with that. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll go ahead and speak next week. Take care. Bye.